You're listening to Thursday Night Tailgate with Chris Mascaro and Bob Lazari, where NFL legends live on. Back to you, boys.
Hand me the lot.
And now back with us here in his regular weekly time slot is former Patriots Pro Bowl running back Tony Collins. Hey, Tony, how are you?
Hi, Tony.
Doing fantastic. How you doing, Chris and Bob?
We're doing good, Tony.
Yeah, excited for week one. You ready for our first week of five-star picks of the week, Tone?
Man, I've been waiting 5 months. I'm sitting here watching the game, the Philly game. I think it might be delayed because they're having bad weather there.
Yeah.
You remember the first game of every season because everybody's undefeated, and there's so many expectations that you have for your team. It's the best part of the season to go in. And, thinking that you're going to win, but, it all pans out sooner or later.
All right, Tony. So as we get into our first game this week is the game that's, going to hopefully get going here shortly, the Falcons at the Eagles. The Falcons are a 1-point road favorite, which I found very surprising until I looked at the number of injuries the Eagles have coming in, particularly at wide receiver. Over-under on this game is 44.5. So, Tony, who do you like tonight?
I'm gonna tell you. You know what? A lot of times, Super Bowl champions, they come back and they might not do as well as they think they want to do. But I like Peterson, the coach, the head coach, and I think he's got some coaches that are surrounding him that they're going to do pretty good again this year. So I'm taking Philly tonight. They got the home field advantage. Crowd's going to be great. I think with their coaching staff is what's going to make them win tonight. So I'm going Philly 27-17.
Bob, who you got?
I think it's going to be a decent game, guys. I'm going to go to the opposite of Tony. I'm going to say Falcons pull this one out. I just think Eagles are going to have a tough time with Julio Jones. I think Matt Ryan's up for a huge year. I think there's going to be a dogfight in that division. I like the Saints, but the Falcons are going to be right there. But I think they start the season well, and they go on the road and they beat Philly 30-24.
And, I think the emotions are going to be riding high for the Eagles, particularly, again, when they get out the banner, right? I'm expecting them to unfurl a banner for their Super Bowl championship and put that out and really get the stadium rocking. But I think the Eagles' offense is going to struggle early. Not only is Carson Wentz still not back, no problem. Super Bowl hero Nick Foles is there, but he's almost got nothing at wide receiver. Alshon Jeffries is out. Backup Mac Hollins is out. That leaves Mike Wallace. And when was the last time you heard his name associated with a great game? Shelton Gibson, who had all of 2 receptions last season, is the other guy. And they just signed Marcus Wheaton to rejoin the team. He's had 7 catches over the last 2 seasons. So I'll tell you what, if Nick Foles can pull this off over the Falcons, right, a team that went to the Super Bowl a couple of seasons ago, got to the division round last year, but boy, Nick Foles is going to be star-kissed indeed, and someone the Eagles need to get a lot for in a trade at some point if he can come in and, with these wide receivers and get a win. I just don't see it happening. I'm with you, Bob. I'm taking the Falcons tonight. I say they win this game 24-13. Our second game is the 49ers going to Minnesota. The Vikings are a 6.5-point home favorite. The over-under here is 46. So, Tony, who do you like in this one?
It's always tough to pick the first week, man. But I got to go with the home field advantage with Minnesota. Kirk Cousins, I'm looking at him to do some good things with Minnesota. I love Minnesota's defense, and so, but I am a little afraid about Gropp. I'm looking for him to have a great year, but I think with their defense, Minnesota will pull it out. Close game, 21-17.
Bob, who do you like here?
Yeah, I'm with Tony. I just think the home field in this case, Garoppolo is not lost as a starter yet, again, especially with the 49ers. And there's high expectations in Minnesota this year, guys. And, again, coming into this game, I just think their defense will do well. I think Cousins, he'll be fine. So let's say the Vikings can take this one about 28-20.
And, guys, I want to jump on the Jimmy G bandwagon, and I hope he's the next great San Francisco quarterback. But I think I'm with you guys. I think the winning streak comes to an end this weekend. The Vikings had the number 1 defense last year. They gave up the fewest yards, allowed the the lowest number of points per game at a shade under 16. They were number 2 against the pass, and they've added defensive tackle Sheldon Richardson from the Seahawks to that. Plus Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook back from injuries. Plus he's got probably 3 of the best, receivers in the league in Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, and Kyle Rudolph at tight end. And the 49ers didn't do anything to help themselves, get any better on defense. They struggled last year mightily on defense, finished near the bottom in every single category. So I think that's just too much to ask for them to go on the road to Minnesota, with nothing new on defense and get a win. I'm with you guys. I'm taking the Vikings. I get a little higher scoring. I got it 34-20. Third game this week, guys, Jaguars at the Giants. The Jags are a 3-point road favorite, the over-under 43.5. Tony, who do you like here?
Wow, this is really a toss-up, man. I really like New York, man, because, with Odell Beckham, he got his money, so he's going to be relaxed and get ready to play. And I'm really high on Barkley, man. I'm just one of the guys that if this kid stays healthy, he's going to do some great things in the NFL. But, the Jaguars' defense, I think they have one of the best defenses in the league. But for some reason, I'm not a big guy in Bortles. So, I think Bortles is going to lose the game for him. So I'm going with New York to win the game, 28-21.
Bob, what do you think?
This may be the toughest game for us to pick. I'm with Tony. I'm not big on Bortles. And there's a lot of excitement up here in New York, of course, with Barkley and Beckham and Manning having the job back and all of that. But I think Jacksonville's the defense is just going to do enough to win this game, and Bortles does enough on the other side to win kind of an ugly type, and that's what they're known for, kind of. So I'm going to say Jacksonville can squeak by this game. How about like 23-20?
And, boy, I'd sure love to see the Jags lose right out of the chute after all the trash talking their players did over the offseason. I don't see it happening. Jalen Ramsey and A.J. are 2 of the best corners in the league. Their pass rush is stout with Malik Jackson and Calais Campbell. And, and it's going to be fun to watch Campbell go against Nate Solder at left tackle. You look at the Jags on offense, and I'm with you guys. Bortles could easily throw this game away with a bunch of picks and, in a low-scoring kind of affair. And I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair, but I think the Jags somehow managed to do just enough to win. And I'm with you, Bob. I'm taking the Jags 20-17. Our fourth game this week is the Cowboys at the Panthers in a late Sunday afternoon game. The Panthers are a 3-point home favorite, over under 42.5. Tony, who do you like here?
It's another tough one, man. I tell you, I'm looking for Cam to come back and have a better season than he had last year passing. I'm a big time fan of the running back that they have. The kid can catch the ball out of the backfield, and I think he's going to have a fantastic year. And their defense is probably one of the best defenses in the league. So, and Dallas is a team that I think can do some things with Elliott and at running back, but I'm going with the home field advantage with Cam and their defense. So we're going to go Panthers winning the game 34-21.
All right, Bob, what do you think?
I also like Carolina at home, Chris. I just think it's a different Cowboy team. First of all, Jason Garrett, kind of under a microscope, but now he's doing it without Des Bryant. And, when you're missing a few guys that really got them to some good places in the past, Jason Witten, et cetera, this is a different team. I know you have Ezekiel and the quarterback, and these guys, they're going to make some noise this year, but to go on the road in Carolina first game, like Tony said, I think Newton's going to be better. So Carolina comes out of this, and the questions remain about the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to say Carolina kind of wins it 31-21.
All right. And, guys, I don't know who Dak Prescott is going to be throwing to this year. Des Bryant, Jason Witten, both gone. Alan Hearns, Terrence Williams, Jeff Swain are his main targets. Jeff Swain is the new starting tight end, and the most catches he's had in the season so far, this is his fourth season, is 6 is his high water number. Alan Hearns missed the last 6 games last season due to a high ankle sprain. 2016, he missed 5 games with a hamstring injury. and he's missed 3 other games due to concussion. So, you're just not sure how many games you're going to get out of him. Terrence Williams, meanwhile, 568 yards receiving last season, 0 touchdowns. Those are his targets. So teams are just going to stack the box and stop Zeke and make Dak throw to those wide receivers to beat him, and I just don't see that they're going to be able to do that on any sort of regular basis. Certainly not week 1 on the road in Carolina, so I'm with you guys. I'm taking the Panthers 30-17. Our last game this week is Tony's Patriots hosting the Houston Texans. Patriots a 6.5-point home favorite. Over under is 51. So, Tony, how bad are the Texans going to upset the Patriots this week?
You're making me nervous, man.
Come on, Tone.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I like Houston. I mean, they got JJ back. They got Clowney on the other end. Deshaun Watson is the quarterback that I think is gonna just. I wish he wouldn't have got hurt last year. He was gonna do some great things last year. So I think he'll come back and he's gonna have a great year. It's gonna be a tough game for the Patriots to win. I mean, Edelman is out right now, and so Brady's got to find somebody to throw the ball to, and we'll see what happens. But of course, I got to go with the Patriots. They're playing at home. It's gonna be a close game. I think we pull it out at the end of kick a field goal to win the game. In a high scoring game, I think it will be. We'll go 40-37.
Wow. All right, Bob, what do you think?
I think Tony kind of nailed it. What kind of game it's going to be? As far as this is a team, Houston, they have some weapons there. There's no question. Hopkins at right receiver and Fuller and Lamar Miller. These guys, they can play. So and I'm not big on the Patriots defense this year, but somehow New England, even with the banged up running backs, they win a high scoring game. How about 31-27?
All right. And guys, I'm with both of you. Now I'm rooting like heck for the Texans to do it. And Tony, to your point, their defense, could be much improved. They were dead last season in average points allowed per game at 27.3. They do get J.J. Watt back, but he's missed a lot of time over the last couple of seasons. So we'll see what his body is going to allow him to do. Now they brought in Honey Badger, right? Tyrann Mathieu from the Cardinals, so he's at strong safety now. We'll see what he brings to them. But I just don't think it's going to be quite enough to slow down the Patriots enough, right? You still got Brady, you still got Gronk, Chris Hogan, a good wide receiver. Cordell Patterson, now they brought him over, so we'll see what he can do for them. But I think he's good enough. And then James White is going to be the feature back. I just think this is going to be an offensive shootout. I think both of you guys are right. Patriots last season, they were a bend but don't break defense, but now you've got you got to deal with Deshaun Watson. So I think it's going to be a barn burner, just like you guys think. I got the Patriots winning it at home 37-34. Tony, before we let you go, remind our listeners about the great things you do helping kids go to college.
TonyCollinsFoundation.org, where we're trying to help as many kids as possible. Go to the page, make a donation. We really appreciate it. God bless you.
Tony, you're the best, my friend. Look forward to catching up with you again next week. Good luck this weekend. We'll see how it shakes out. A lot of differences in between you and Bob for the first week of the season. So someone's going to start out with a lead.
I hope I'm right this week. I got a good feeling right now. I got a good feeling.
And I got a target on my back.
Yes, you do, Bob. Take care, Tony. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Take care, Tony.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
That's former Patriots Pro Bowl running back Tony Collins and our 5-star picks of the week. We've got our next guest, Matthew Hatchett, hanging on the line. We're going to get to Matthew on the other side of this quick station break.